now recording from the UK.
Oh, from the UK? What?
Yeah, from the UK. Yeah, I'm just
You mean
I'm just across the road.
so there's no lag for when I'm talking to you now?
I know, it's weird. It's like I can talk and you talk and there's no over talking, but I guarantee you there'll still be over talking. How much you want to bet?
I bet there will be as well. Okay, hello and welcome back to the Minecraft Update podcast, unofficial of course. This is episode 59. Before we start, I just want to thank 29 of our patrons who have decided to support the show, and you can support the show too by going to patreon.com/the Minecraft Update. The minimum perks you will get for the minimum tier are access to our Patreon-only feed for bonus content when we record it. Still haven't done that, Slack, but I'll get to that in my week.
It's fun. Yeah.
Access to live episode recordings in Discord, access to our Patreon-only Discord channels, and a shiny Discord role, which actually technically doesn't shine either.
I mean, it depends. We've talked about this. It depends on how much you see neon light. I mean,
yeah. If you get a highlighter, right, and just put it over your name on the screen and never scroll, then it's shiny.
I mean, that could work. That could genuinely work. Man, this is expert level advice. This is like you not dying in Minecraft, you know?
Exactly. Do you remember those memes back in the good old days of people using Tipex on their Word documents, like putting it on the screen?
Oh, what about when people use whiteout on their screen?
That's
great,
the
right?
same thing, Tipex, yeah.
Tipex, whiteout. Well, yeah,
You're in Britain now, so like you should know what Tipex is, jeez.
Well, look, okay, I've been struggling, okay? You know, chips and crisps and sausage rolls. You're all obsessed with sausage. I just want to say, it's sausage everywhere.
Obsessed with
it's
sausage.
Everywhere.
It's so nice.
Everywhere.
It goes with everything. You can put it in bread, you can put it in pastry, you can have it with potato, you can just have it on its own. Just sausage. In fact, I had a couple of sausages for lunch. It was very nice.
Yeah. Jen picked up some sausage rolls at like Greg's or something earlier.
Greg's. Oh, no, now you're living the dream, Slack. Now you're living the dream. So, Greg's sausage rolls are the best sausage rolls.
Even the breakfast sausage tastes different over here. Man, the food is so different. So different.
Yeah, it's good here, you see.
I would agree with that. There's a few things that I've tried that I didn't like, and they're just odd things, like Coke. Coke is horrible. It's nasty. It's bit. Yeah. Mountain Dew, that's bad. Skittles. Skittles are horrible.
Skittles, how are they any different from the Skittles you have?
Way different. Like,
really?
All of our Skittles pretty much taste the same. Pretty much.
Oh, yeah, that's fruit flavored.
Yes, but a couple of them are just horrid. And I mean horrid. Whatever that pretend grape is, that's not great. That's bad.
There is a thing with all British sweets or confectionery or candy, whatever you want to call it. If it's got green and yellow ones in, they're the ones to avoid. The purple and the red ones or the black ones are the best ones. So what they do is they put extra green and yellow ones in all the packets, so you buy more packets. That's how they get you.
But the red ones and the purple ones are the bad ones.
They're the best ones.
No, they're not the best ones. They're the worst ones. No, that strawberry is nasty. It's horrid.
I tell you, I wouldn't mind sharing a bag of Skittles with you then, because you can have the green
and
yellow ones. I'll have all the purple and red ones.
I've got a bag on my desk right now that's like full of nothing but red and the purple ones. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Lovely. Okay, and I heard you don't like Jaffa Cakes, Slack. I'm quite offended.
God, Jaffa Cakes are just nasty. Just nasty. Orange and chocolate does not belong together. It's just no. Mm-mm.
Yes.
No. Even the American ones are just as bad. Nope.
Wow.
I'm looking at somebody on the other side of the room right now, taunting me, showing me that they're eating a Jaffa Cake, and I'm like, you can just have it.
Has she got the official Jaffa Cakes, the good ones, or she got cheapo knockoffs?
No, they're genuine, and they're just.
Then you don't like them.
No,
man. Well, you eat the biscuit base off the bottom, and then all the chocolate bits fall on your fingers and go everywhere, and then you eat the chocolate with the
Is that what I'm doing wrong? I'm eating it in the wrong order. I'm supposed to eat the biscuit first, and then I'm supposed to.
Exactly. You're doing it wrong, Slack. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, I might have to try again. I need to approach it with more of a British attitude. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so how was your flight?
Oh my goodness, the flight was horrible. It was horrible. Once we got above 10,000 feet, my back decided, we're going to pretty much extend every gap in your spine and just put you in pain the whole time.
Yeah.
That was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. The first day after I landed, I was in just so much pain it wasn't even funny. Just all I wanted to do was sleep and cry. But I'll
Did you
tell
get?
you this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. You carry on.
But I'll tell you this. Your all's medicine, even your all's over-the-counter medicine, works. It works.
Yeah,
Like,
because you're not used to it, and it's got
well,
different stuff in what you have.
yeah, well, it's like your version of Tylenol. It genuinely works.
What's that?
You,
Paracetamol or ibuprofen?
paracetamol. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Paracetamol's a dangerous one, though. Don't take too many of them.
yeah, but it genuinely works. You know, if I were to take something of the equivalent from America to actually get a relief from pain, I'd have to take a prescription pain pill.
Really?
Yes.
Have you tried ibuprofen yet? Not that I'm, like saying, oh, everybody should try these, but they work better for me. They're great for headaches. Because they're anti-inflammatory as well, so they're really good for headaches.
Yeah. Well, I've been using that and deep heat. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, deep heat
for my back. That stuff, like I can be in pain and put that on, and it works. It genuinely works.
We got
I'm
all
really
the good
baffled.
stuff here. It's amazing.
It genuinely works. It's like your all healthcare system is actually designed to actually, the stuff you can get to actually take care of you, not so you have to end up visiting a doctor and spending thousands of dollars you don't got.
Well, exactly. Without, trying to get too political on that, there is a lot to be said about for pushing people towards the payment route. So if I think it's generally well known that in the States, the medical systems are what's paying for the drug companies. So, the drug company is going to get more money if they're going to forward you onto the medical system. They're going to get, cash back, handbacks. So, provide over-the-counter rubbish, so you have to go to see the doctor and get better stuff.
Like, I'm already convinced that's the same thing with the food. The food over here, aside from the few candies that I didn't like and stuff like that, all the food tastes so much better. Like, even milk. I'll just give you an example. Milk. Milk tastes... It tastes good. In America, it's so sweet. It's not even funny. Like, we went to the butcher shop to actually pick up lunch meat. And, like, if you go to buy turkey, you can tell that's genuine turkey. If you go to buy ham, you can tell it's ham. While if I walked into, like, Walmart in America, okay, and I walked up to the lunch meat section, you'd have ham, turkey, all the things, and they all look the same. You can see no difference.
Yeah.
And the quality of taste is so much better, even with like bread. I had to dig into this one because apparently in bread they use artificial riceners and stuff to make the bread rise and stuff like that. Because y'all's bread feels more flat. Now, I'm just being honest, but it's because the difference in what they use to bake it and make it. I honestly, everything tastes so much better. If I had a can of Pepsi in the U.S., my sugar would spike up to about 300. I can have a 2-liter over here, and it still tastes roughly the same, but I can tell it does nowhere near the same thing to my body.
It's all zero stuff here, though, isn't it? Everything's gone zero now. Pepsi zero, Tango zero, Coke zero. So it's it's actually quite difficult now to find a fizzy drink that still has loads of sugar in, and it's not just sweeteners.
Well, even the amount of sugar in them, we actually found your all's version of Pepsi that's not Pepsi Zero, and it's just so different. It's so different. I love the food over here. Everything that I've tried, I absolutely loved. They're not my thing. I think it's just a combo of orange and chocolate. It's like some people love mint and chocolate,
So have you had a chocolate orange yet then?
No.
Oh man, get Jen to give you a chocolate orange, because it's not like you've got bits of orange in the chocolate. It's just orange flavored chocolate. They're amazing as well.
I'll tell you what I had yesterday, and I think it's my new favorite food. Had homemade shepherd's pie.
Oh man!
Man.
Man! With actual proper gravy.
Yes, it was all every bit of it. Oh my God, amazing! Just straight up amazing. I have no words for it.
Well, Slack, I could talk to you about this stuff all day, but I've got a feeling maybe we should maybe we should have half an hour chit-chat later on and post that as the bonus show about your British experiences so far.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been
Jeez.
interesting with other side of the road and bricks and lack of power lines. Yeah, we could definitely have a bonus show just on that.
Yeah, yeah, I want to dig into it more and get some more of your experiences on that. Jeez, because that's I find it very entertaining.
I genuinely enjoyed it. I was really nervous, but I was nervous. I'm not looking forward to the return flight,
No.
but it's been an experience in my life that I never thought I would do. I never thought I would ever go to another country. I mean, I'm just, pardon my language, a backwood hillbilly from Kentucky. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just, that's just, the classification of what people would call me. I never thought I would ever had a passport. Never thought I would have come to another country. Never thought I would have been where I had been or where I am right now. You know, my
Yeah.
life has truly changed over the last few years. And, I just, this one's going to come a little bit odd. Thank you for supporting me and being part of all of this because you were a very big part of me getting involved with Truly Bedrock and our friendship and believing in me and helping me and supporting me when I had a channel of absolutely nothing.
Oh, it's
Your
not me.
first,
It's the people around you. It's
it's
the viewers.
yes, it's everyone around me. But when I started with absolutely nothing, you brought me in with it all. We sat down and we talked about it all, and it changed my life. It changed my life. And I don't know if I've ever said thank you for being my friend, but thank you for being my friend and helping me through all this.
Oh, are you to stop it? You hit me in the fields and I don't have any, remember? Jeez, stop
Okay.
it.
All right.
I
I'll
appreciate
stop
it. Thank you. You're welcome. Wow. Same to you. Yeah, same to you, buddy.
How's your
Jeez.
week?
Well, while you've been stuck in the UK, I've been literally stuck in traffic for a week and a half. So, for reasons I'm not going to get into, Jack's been living with me. Jack's my eldest son. He goes to college. He normally lives with his mum, which is on a good day an hour away. Or this last week, somewhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours away because, well, we started this week with the best weather in the world, and it just so happens the only roads to get to his house have all decided to have roadworks on. Not that you could ever see anybody working on them. They are the sorts of roadworks that employ invisible road workers.
Yep.
Which has caused me to basically, I'm doing on average about 5 hours worth of traveling a day, dropping him off at college in the morning and picking him up again in the evening, which, as you can imagine, has had a significant impact on my ability to do any work. Also, my back, Jay's sitting in the car all that time, and it's just tiring, especially sitting in traffic, so tiring. So
Yeah, it's weird how that's a very tiring thing. It's like Thursday town trips in the US. By the time I get done with everything Thursday, I'm drained. I'm
yeah.
drained, and you're doing that every day right now, so I feel for you.
Yeah, yeah, and it wouldn't be so bad if, I got there and I got out and I got to walk around and went and did something and then got back in the car and went, but I'm not. I'm struggling to get there to get him on time, parking up, he's jumping out and then going back again through the same traffic. So it's just totally demoralizing. But you do it for your kids, don't you? And I wouldn't change it for the world. So yeah. So that's been fun. And in the few hours that I've had to spare, I've done a couple of streams, and I've also made a cactus farm video, which is going to be coming out hopefully on Saturday if I actually get the opportunity to edit. And that was an interesting one because I had an idea, and then I did some tests at the end, and that's as much as I'm going to say.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Was it good? Was it bad?
I can't say to that. You have to watch the video all the way to the end. I'll tell you later off
or
camera.
I can load the video and just skip to the end.
Yeah, that's true. You could do that. Don't do that, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Unless you're going to watch all the ads first. Don't do that.
Okay. Watch the ads first.
Yeah.
Make sure you preload like 5 of them, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that's as much as I normally have quite a few things to talk about in my week. That's it. I've had a very, very short week in terms of actual productivity, but a very long week in terms of driving. So it could be worse. Monday was fun because Monday was the day all of the snow came all at once, and that made life really interesting. But I'm not gonna drag it out because probably a reasonably long podcast today because we've got a whole bunch of news and as usual we've got a whole bunch of feedback, Slack.
Feedback.
Yeah.
Feedback. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Feedback from the listeners. If you want to leave us feedback, anybody listening, you can by emailing us at news@theminecraftupdate.com, or you can fill in our feedback form, which is on our website, or you can join our Discord. And today's feedback starts with Rotated Owlface, who says, with regard to mobs bigger than boats thing, the changelog says they made the polar bear hitbox bigger so they won't fit, and the panda hitbox smaller so they will. Seems arbitrary but intentional. Very weird.
Still don't like it.
Yeah, well, I'm slightly more concerned about this now because I don't know whether we talked about this on the podcast. I don't think we did, but this all links back to a specific bug report on the Jira, and the person in that was very strongly suggesting that it shouldn't be in minecarts as well. So, what I don't understand is why Mojang have looked at that and gone, "Oh yeah, that's a bug. Let's fix it," rather than just going, "No, that's intentional." Because you can say, you could put a bug on there that says that, you open a door and you end up in the nether. And they go, no, it's supposed to be like that.
Yes, you're making a valid argument with that, Yeah. When I jump with my elytra on, I glide. Now, that doesn't seem right. This is just somebody not liking something about the game, is what it feels like.
Yeah, exactly. So I very much dislike this, and I really, really hope they don't go further with it. I hope they undo it, but we'll see.
Yeah, it feels very, very broken.
It does.
Right, next we got Robo Rufus 7 here and says, hello, Foxy and whoever else is there.
Slack, I'm just going to stop you for a second.
What? Huh? What? I didn't do
it. On and off. I don't know whether this will come through on the recording on OBS or not for the people listening at home, but you've developed on and off throughout this podcast a really strong lisp. So for that one, with Robo Rufus, hello Foxy and whoever else is there, and it's just made me laugh.
I didn't do nothing.
It's cutting all your S's off. So apologies at home if you're listening and you feel like slap. Oh geez, not again.
Wow, you can't even say my name
Someone's
right now.
got the end of it. Hold on to the end of his tongue.
Wow.
It's not. It's just his headset because he's in Britain, and obviously it's American headset. It doesn't work in Britain.
Wow. Just. Good day, Governor. Okay. Yeah. Right.
It's 240 volts here, Slack. It's probably too powerful.
Okay. Robo Rufus 7.
There we go.
Did that come through? Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Foxy, and whoever else is there. There should be a part of the podcast called News Opinions because I feel the feedback in the podcast feedback, not for your opinions on news. Thanks. Robo Rufus 7 was unorganized to death. I'm so confused.
Yeah, I did respond to this one in the actual Discord asking for clarification on what that meant, although they never wrote back. So I don't know what that means. So there should be a part in the podcast called News Opinions because I feel that feedback is for the podcast feedback, not your opinion on news. So I think what they're saying here is that people writing in the feedback section like Rotated Owlface did with the response to the news is saying we should have a whole different section for that, but I don't think so because that's feedback on what we talked about.
Yeah, I still classify it all in the same area.
Yeah, we do object to like feedback saying, "Oh, this week I went to McDonald's and had a nice sandwich," because that's nothing to do with the podcast or nothing we've talked about. Or feedback that says, "I really like this particular YouTuber that does these things that's maybe Minecraft related but nothing to do with the podcast." We don't put stuff like that in, but. I think any feedback that's based, conversation based on what we talked about, perfectly valid.
Yeah, if it covers a previous episode, that goes into the feedback. I don't want to break feedback into two subsections, non-related to news and everything else.
No, we don't get enough of it for that.
No.
Okay, right. Stitch Fix says, Foxy, how's your day? Not to be a pain, but the good idea ding is a bit too quiet now. And if you turn all your videos into podcasts to see the analytics, would you really find it useful? I think I've heard both of you say that tutorials do better on your channels, but you want to do more than just that. Okay, yeah, it would be incredibly valuable. And the reason is... It's easy to look at one video or a couple of videos in your list and go, oh, they've done well, so they must be popular videos. And you could go through the whole list of all of your videos, and it takes ages on the YouTube Studio because it only shows you, like, was it 20 videos in the list at once, and you've got to scroll
it's
through.
Annoying. It's very annoying.
There's no way to order them. You can either order them by like the date they were published or by most views. There's no way to order them by title, or there's no way to order them by, theme or what playlist they're in. So it's a real pain trying to get the analytics for a group of videos. Whereas if you've got a playlist for truly Bedrock videos, or even just, more general than that, survival videos, and you've got a playlist for how-to videos or tutorial videos, and you've got a playlist for bug videos or other types of videos, you can see as an overview how well they're comparing on average compared to the other ones. Because the other thing is, one video might perform miles better than the rest for no reason, because it just happened to hit well, or it landed at the right time, or there were more people around at the start to watch it to give it a boost. And just like when I upload my streams to my Foxy 2 channel, for no reason at all of a sudden one of them will have like 100 more views than the one before it, and then the next one after that won't. And that's not because that video was any better. It's got exactly the same title, exactly the same thumbnail. It just happens to have done better because of circumstances. So you can't look at individual videos and go, oh yeah, those videos are great. You need to look at an average, and the only way to look at an average over a group of videos is if you can put them in a playlist together and see the analytics on that playlist. So yeah, I think I think it's essential, not just useful. I think it's essential information that we're missing out on.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree on that. We could definitely find that useful. And the fact that they hid it behind something new, maybe they'll roll it out to everything in time.
Yeah. And the other thing from that is you could do better A/B testing, because if you've got a playlist that's got all of your tutorials in, like what YouTube and other companies encourage you to do to make your videos better is change the thumbnail from time to time and see if that increases engagement, or change the title and description from time to time and see if that does, or change the tags and change the description. But when you're doing it on a one video at a time basis, it's very difficult to see if that's actually having any significant effect on your videos or your channel as a whole. Whereas if you had a playlist of them and you go, right, I'm gonna update all of these with these tags. I'm gonna put all of these titles to look the same. I'm gonna update all of these thumbnails to do this. You'll be able to see as a whole whether that actually did any good or not. So, yeah, I think very valuable.
Yeah, I agree. Next up, we have Call Me Ban, not Call Me Ban. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Who says, hello, unofficial crew. I don't have any Minecraft feedback, but I do enjoy your podcast every week to get my Minecraft fix when I cannot play. Well, thank you very much.
Sounds like feedback to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You say you don't have any feedback, but then you gave us feedback telling us that the podcast's good. So thank you. Call Me Ban. Appreciate it. Yeah. Speaking of feedback, Slack, I just want to drop this in here quickly. Mm-hmm. I've been on the iTunes podcast analytics. And whilst everything looks like it's doing well and things are increases and we're getting more listeners and, that's all good, the reviews are very much lacking. And iTunes is it's a very powerful tool to basically make your podcast do better and get pushed out there more. But it does rely on having positive reviews. And we have a handful of reviews on there. Some of them are very positive. Some of them are not very positive. So I would really appreciate it if anybody that listens to the podcast could just take a couple of minutes out of their time to just head over to the iTunes listing for the show and just give it a positive review. I'd really appreciate that, because it would really help us out. And it costs you nothing, but it really helps us. So, and be honest, if you think it's only 4 stars out of 5, that's fine. If it's only 3 stars, that's fine. But it would just be nice to actually get some feedback from that and actually obviously help us out. So,
yep.
Right, okay. Zenman16. This is a continuation. Do you remember last podcast we were talking about powdered snow redstone blocks and we got all very confused?
Yes.
And we asked them to come back and explain. So they've come back and explained and said, for my powdered snow idea, vanilla powdered snow does not conduct redstone powder. I was not asking to have it work like a redstone block. I was asking to be able to mix redstone dust with it so you could dispense it and have it conduct redstone power through it, like how you can mix salt with water to make it conduct electricity. This way, you could have a redstone-powered snow dispensed to complete the circuit. While dispensed, it would conduct redstone power as if it were just any normal solid block, and then when it sucked back up, it would break the circuit. I thought it would be different mechanic to a piston, since pistons retract when they have no power, but a dispenser can dispense on the first activation and remain dispensed until activated again. Though having a thought about it a little more, I guess giving parity for Java sticky pistons spitting out a black block on a one-tick pulse would give me something similar. I thought it could add an interesting mechanic. That is a much more well thought out and useful bit of information there. I know exactly what you're talking about now, Zen Man, and I don't think that we need to mix powdered snow with redstone, but I agree with you. It would be fantastic if powdered snow blocks would allow redstone to pass through, because I don't like the Java sticky outy spitty piston thing. I think that's a bug, and I don't want that on Bedrock Edition, personally. But I do like the fact that we could do that. I think that would be fantastic. So, yeah, I'm well up for that idea, Slack. What do you think?
Yeah, it could be useful. I don't even think we need to mix the redstone with the snow like you were saying, but just the fact that that block could transmit would make some very interesting circuits.
Right, I'm going to put that in the good ideas bin.
Okay.
I'm not going to do a ding
feedback
now.
Made it. No, okay.
Well, it's technically a good idea from last week, so, you know.
Okay, that's good. Fair. That's fair.
But I'm not going to do the ding now, because what happened last week was, you know how your crisp and your headset apparently is stealing your S's and all of the background noise?
Yes.
Well, now that I lowered the ding noise to a reasonable level, when I press it, my noise reduction just kills it.
Yeah, so it makes it not exist. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just going to put them in post, and then they'll be at the right level, and I don't have to worry about it.
Well, that seems too simple.
It does, doesn't it, Slack?
All right. Well, we got Matt K up next, and says, imagine the sound of an elephant jumping into a pool. Why is it that that's the sound you hear when your bobber hits the water when you're fishing? Have Minecraft developers ever been fishing? Also, I always enjoy your show. Keep up the fantastic work.
Yeah. Jade, the other podcast was talking about how the water splash noise should change depending on how you fall in the water. And then I don't know if it's Matt K or Matic or what, but they said, yeah, fishing bobber noise is literally the sound of an elephant jumping into the pool. So, yeah, there's a bit of disparity with water noises.
Yeah.
That would make more sense for the player falling in, and the player going in water would make more sense for the fishing bobber noise, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That's definitely backwards in that situation.
Yeah. So thank you, Matic, for Matt K for bringing that up. I appreciate that. It's great. Right, the last piece of feedback is from Nobody 2023. Says, I love your pod. Keep up the great work. And I cannot believe that you do not want a remote control. It's like a portable EMP. You could walk into a base and fry the redstone. Always keep up the great work. Yeah, no.
Mm-mm. Look. This Nobody idea with this bad idea does not ever need to happen again. I'm just saying. Next time Nobody does a feedback or a suggestion like this, and we'll just say nobody made any feedback this week. You follow me there, Foxy? Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that idea. Yes, it's a good idea.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Slack, unfortunately, it's time for the news.
Oh, wait. Okay, I'm closing the feedback. Hold on. Let me get to the news. Sorry. I'm over here.
We have 6 changelogs today. 6 of them.
And this is where you're going to read every one of them word for word, right?
Yeah. So strap in, hold tight. Here we go. Okay, so we got 3 release candidates for Java 1.19.4 and then Java released. So the release candidates have got hardly anything in, and the actual release, well, we've talked about all of that previously on other ones as they were in the pre-releases, so that's fine. And then we've got Bedrock 1.70, which has been released, which we've talked about in depth over the last few podcasts with all of the betas and previews for that. And then we've got the Minecraft beta preview 1.19.80.21, which has some useful and actually interesting information. So it should be a relatively swift go through here. Are you ready?
Nah, I was born ready.
Okay, Java 19.4 release candidate 1 did things, and that's about it.
Yep.
So that's good. Java 1.19.4 release candidate 2 did more things. So that's good. Now, in that one, the only change that I thought was of particular interest was that apparently Guardians would apply Thorns damage even when hit by projectiles, and they have fixed that. So that's good.
I don't. Wait a minute. They now give damage, or they were and they took it away?
They were and they took it away. So they're basically Java changelogs are opposite of Bedrock changelogs. They show what the bug report title is and the bug report number, and they just assume you realize it's been fixed. Whereas the Bedrock changelogs tell you what's changed rather than telling you what the bug was.
Well, that scared me for just a minute, because if they had done that in reverse, that just made me think, what happens in the future with Trident killers and Guardian farms?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that would have been bad. Oh, moving on from that.
Yeah. So Minecraft 1.19.4 Java pre-release candidate, no, not pre-release, release candidate 3. Geez, I get there in the end. Has another Guardian fix, and this one was that the problem was that Guardians dealt thorn damage even when their spikes were retracted. And now that's been fixed. So that's good news. And then there's the actual release, which has got everything in it. If you can see that changelog, Slack, it is a very, 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 very long changelog.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So what I like about the Java Edition update cycle is that they don't release a new release of the game every single month. You get like 3 months or 4 months between them, which is lovely. Whereas Bedrock Edition release a brand new, spanking, stable release every single month. And every single month I have to update all of my servers and all of my packs, and I want to strangle anybody that was involved in who decided it should be monthly. Jeez.
You know, you use the word there that just doesn't seem to describe Bedrock. You said they release a stable release every month.
Oh, sorry. Well, that's what they call it. It's in the stable release list. Okay. So the significant changes for 1.19.4 for Java Edition was obviously the updated horse breeding, jukeboxes having parity with Bedrock Edition, interacting with armor or elytra items in hands will now swap them like they do on Bedrock Edition. Camera tilt when hurt now is based on the direction of the incoming damage. Potion colours have been adjusted. The potions don't have the enchantment glint. The enchantment glint on items and armour is more subtle. Armour stands preserve custom names even when placed and broken. Vexes use a separate charging animation when empty-handed. Tweaks to recipe unlocking and making discovering vital crafting recipes easier for new players. That's something that should go away. That's something I don't want parity in this direction. I really don't. Why does the recipe book need to have recipes locked in it for every single world? It doesn't make sense.
No, doesn't make sense at all.
When you play in Java Edition, you start a new world and it's like, bing, you've unlocked new recipes. I don't care. I know that's what the recipe book is for, right? You don't need to tell me that you've added more stuff to the recipe book. Just have it in there from the start. It's not affecting my game knowing all of the things I could build. In fact, I could say for new players, it would be negatively affecting the game because they look at the recipe book at the start and go, I can't craft much in this game.
Yeah, that is a very valid point. You want people to be hooked and you're going to hide everything. You know?
Yeah.
Bad idea.
It's so stupid. It's like, you know, when you play mods and they give you like it's one of those mods with progression and you get a book, you can see what you're heading towards, right?
Yep.
And it's exciting. I want to build one of them flim dam slablicators, but I need to do all this stuff first. And on Bedrock, on Java Edition, it's just like, you can make slab, mate, and crafting table. That's about it. So no, I don't want that parity. Thank you. Jeez.
No, take it and put it somewhere else. No.
They got the updated Create New World screen. They got new accessibility options and improvements. They updated the Realms screen. They added a notification system for Realms to tell you about important information about your realm. And they added a new button, Slack, a credits and attribution button. So you can now actually view the Minecraft credits in-game without ever having to have defeated the Ender Dragon and going back through the end. So that's good. And then there was a whole bunch of technical stuff. They had all of these new, the high contrast resource pack. They had the new accessibility, that's the one I was on about, resource pack. They had the new display entities and the item entities and the damage effects, and they got all of the, it's crazy. They got the new ride command. It's all in there.
Yep.
And I'm not going to go into it all because it'll
There
take
just
forever.
a lot of technical details. Yep.
Yeah. So if you want to find out all about that, then the link to that changelog will be featured in the description below. You're very welcome. Right, on to the, in inverted commas, stable release of Minecraft 1.19.70, which came out a couple of days ago. Now, I haven't actually heard any bugs about this version yet. Have you?
We haven't updated any of my servers to this yet. That's a today task.
Well, normally, when we get one of these, within minutes, I got a bunch of people in my Discord, and I see on Twitter, and I see here and there and everywhere complaining that everything's broken. But I haven't seen a single one yet, so I'm going to take that as very positive. So
yeah, there's a few interesting changes in it for sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the first one because I think emotes should be boycotted and removed from the game. I think they're evil, vile addition to the game.
Yeah, especially the fact that they have them some of them behind a paywall. Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. I wasn't going to go into it, but I will. Yeah. Emotes, yes, you can unlock some through just doing stuff in the game, but some of them are paid for, and some of them are very expensive. And the fact that these are aimed at kids, younger audience, not many adults would care about them. Some do, but mostly these are aimed at kids that are asking their parents for money. The kids can't even see them on their devices because on mobile devices, there is no F5 button. There's no way to change your view without going into the menus. So you spend all that money on emote and you can't even see if you've done it. Stupid.
Yeah,
Ban
I agree.
them. They should all be free or unlockable. They should not be paid for. I think it's gross.
Yep.
Which is why you'll never see me using one in videos or on stream. I won't even open the menu.
That's fair. That's fair. It's like the marketplace. You don't have to take part in it if you don't want to, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But the marketplace, at least you're getting something for your money, whether or not it's any good or not. It comes down to the person that made the whatever it is. And like skin packs and stuff, you could argue, well, you can't see your skin. No, that's fine, but everybody wants to have an identity, right?
Yes.
An emote doesn't give you an identity.
No.
It doesn't give you anything.
No.
I hate them. Jeez, right. Okay, vanilla parity in 1.90.70. We apparently in gameplay fixed an issue where night could not be skipped if one or more players were on the death screen. So I don't know how that's vanilla's parity, but apparently it is. Right. Eating and drinking animations are now always centered regardless of the screen aspect ratio. Again, I don't see how that's vanilla parity, but it's in that section. Breeding horses can now produce random variants, and the baby horse actually has a chance of being better than its parents. They can't be pushed over fences covered by carpets anymore, which, do you remember those stables that you used to do, where you'd put fences in the ground with carpet over the top, and then you put fences a couple of blocks above, and you could ride on the horse or push the horse in there, but it couldn't walk out itself?
Yep.
I wonder if that's still possible, because technically the fence is in the ground, so they're still only going over half a block.
Don't know. That is an interesting one to try.
Yeah. Gassed sound volume will now fade further away from the player, so that's good. I wish we'd had that on Truly Bedrock Season 2. Villagers will now emit anger particles when hit by a player outside of a village, and they fixed a bug where zombified piglins would spawn in the nether in light levels above 11. Minecarts and boats, I believe, will now eject mobs into liquid blocks, and that doesn't just mean water, it means lava as well. So that is a parity fix that they have agreed on, that they think is the right thing to do, which means when you get out of your... Oh, boats would anyway, because you're in water, but when you get out of your minecart, there is a strong chance if you're near lava, you'll get thrown into the lava. So that's fine.
Because it's now a safe block for ejecting out of minecarts and boats, but not a safe pathfinding block.
Yes. Yeah. And no, I did hear about why this was a change and why it was better, and I can't remember what it was, but it made sense when I heard it. So that's all I can give you on that. Bells that are connected to multiple blocks no longer drop when one block is broken. Didn't know that was a thing. And now the note block sounds over the distance is now linear, so you can hear note blocks from further away, which is good.
But you missed something really nice up there.
What, which is drink fire-resistant potion when standing on campfire?
Yeah, that doesn't burn you anymore, yeah.
Yeah. It does burn you, you just don't have fire on you. It's invisible fire.
Yeah. Okay.
Dead bushes now drop sticks when broken by any tool except shears.
I
even
don't
with
like
Silk
this.
Touch.
I
No,
don't like that change. I don't like that
And
at all.
same thing for vines. You can no longer get vines with Silk Touch.
See, getting vines with an axe and Silk Touch was the way to go.
Yes.
Now that they've changed it to only shears, they're making vines obsolete, because you know why? I would rather make mossy stone out of, moss. It's easier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. But vines are good for decoration. Not that we can snip them to stop them growing, but I do like vines in certain situations. But,
Yeah, what about that parity change? That would be nice, being able to stop them from growing. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Hmm.
And then there's loads of stuff on the experimental features, which is pointless because we're not going to go over that. Technical updates is many things. And if you want to see the ridiculous number of changes, not quite so many changes as Java Edition 1.19.4, but still a lot considering these are coming out monthly. Check it out, the changelog. Which takes us swiftly on to our last piece of news, which is Minecraft Beta and Preview 1.19.80.21 Slack, which gave us all of the things that we were missing from the Java Edition experimental features for 1.20 and more. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. I didn't know there was more.
And we got new stuff. The armor trims are now in the game. I was going to play with this before the podcast, but I have had no time to do that, so I still haven't actually touched that in game. But it's going to be identical to the Java Edition stuff, so I don't think there's anything really to talk about there. In terms of blocks, the piglin's head block ears now flap when the wearer is riding a vehicle, and cherry stripped wood can now be crafted from a cherry stripped log, which makes sense. Cherry stripped wood. Hang on a minute. Stripped wood. Oh, that's when the log's like on four sides, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was thinking of planks then. It's like stripped planks. They've also updated the cherry leaves and cherry sign checks just to match the Java Edition ones that were changed as well. The new thing, Slack, is they have added suspicious gravel.
Excuse me? Is this just in Bedrock at the moment? I'm confused.
It is. Yep. So Java Edition had suspicious sand. We have got suspicious gravel. And apparently it is found, although I can't see anything about this in the actual changelog, but from a video I was watching earlier, they are found in the, underwater ruins?
Yes.
Yeah, found in those. So that's interesting. A few more things to find.
Are they going to do pottery shards too? Or?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Same ones or different ones?
I don't know. It'd be nice if they added more, because there's only 4 pottery shards at the moment, aren't there? So it would be nice to have a few more of those. What I don't like about these is that this is suspicious sand as well, is that you can get enchanted armor from them, which I just think is a total waste. I think if it's got something in it, it should be something interesting. I don't think it should be giving you armor. We get armor from everything. You go to the end, you get armor. Go to the nether, you get armor. I don't want armor in these things. I think it should be more valuable, so considering how rare they are. So, yeah,
What kind of armor can it give you? That's the question.
Any enchanted diamond armor. I think someone was pulling out diamond armor on a video I saw. There was gold armor, obviously leather. So I think just any.
Finding diamond armor early on in a playthrough like that, like you spawn by a ruin, you go down there and knock the gravel out, and that could be interesting.
Yeah. It could be until you suffocate because you haven't got enough oxygen to get down to the bottom and a drown spawns next to it because the drown spawn next to those underwater ruins. But yeah, it's a really good idea, Slack.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a little pitchfork that goes through slabs, right?
I just think it should be like emeralds and I don't know, just something that's... to be honest with you, I feel like it should just be pottery shards. I don't see why it should be anything else, because if you want to make a lot of pots with a lot of patterns, you're going to need a lot of them. And these things are relatively rare throughout the world. So stop putting rubbish in. I want to always get something good. I want to always get a pottery shard.
Yeah.
So anyway, right. Mobs, frogs born in Cherry Grove biome are now temperate variant instead of the cold variant, which is interesting because the Cherry Grove biome grows on the mountain groves, which should technically be a cold biome, but now they're giving us medium temperature frogs. So
interesting.
Not a big problem, but that means that in the mountain biomes, providing there's a Cherry Grove biome there is a chance that you're going to see different variants of frogs, I guess. Or no, Yes, you won't see the frogs, but you'll be able to breed those two types up very easily.
Interesting.
Yeah. Netherite is nerfed, obviously, or that requires smithing table templates, which are found in Bastion remnant chests. There is a guarantee of 2 in every treasure room, Bastion remnant, and they still haven't brought the price down. Don't like it.
You're really good at that price, aren't you?
I am. Smithing tables have been redesigned into a workstation for physical equipment upgrades and modifications. So the smithing table basically does all your armor trim stuff now as well, and require the smithing templates, which is fine. I haven't got a problem with the armor trims. I just think it's too expensive.
That's fair.
And then we've also got the no enchantment glint on potions and the new potion colours. Now, Mojang have said that the potion colours are a quick fix, but they are aware they don't help for colourblind people or all colour blindness variations. So they have said they don't have enough time to deal with that at the moment, but I think they are planning on doing a big overhaul to that in the future. And they mentioned that the items that are the same but vary by colour are not good game design. Things should be iconic and should be able to visually see them just by their shape. So I think in future we'll see potion bottles with significantly different textures, so that we can actually tell what's what on there. So I'm quite interested to see how they deal with that, and because it's obviously a very small space. Like I remember in when I did my Infinity Dungeon map, I wanted to make potion bottles with like air, fire, water and earth in there, and just trying to get like some squiggles just inside them was very, very difficult. So I think the whole potion bottle design will have to change to reflect that, I imagine.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. The fence block is now split into unique names like oak fence, acacia fence, birch fence, dark oak fence, jungle fence, and spruce fence, which is nice.
Yeah, which coincides with, what was it, the .70 update, where now, like, if you go to give yourself wool via command, you have to do, like, wool red, wool green, wool blue, wool, instead of concrete 1, concrete 2, now it's concrete red, concrete blue, concrete this, yeah.
And this is a really good thing, because I've been struggling so much with commands. So I've been working on some marketplace stuff, and I've been really struggling with just basic commands, fill commands, give commands, to do with blocks and items that have variants, because there's a whole bunch of stuff on the learn.microsoft.net website or whatever it is that tells you all about how to deal with this stuff, and it shows you all of the different block states and things like that. But take buttons, for instance, okay?
Yep.
So I wanted to detect if a button had been pushed in, and there's a new block state for that is called button pressed bit. So you should be able to run a command saying execute at this position, the button where the position is, the position where the button is, what type of button it is, so stone button in my case, and if it's got this button pressed bit on or off. And it didn't work. Even though the command said it was fine, it always came out false. So what I had to do was revert back to the old way of doing it, which was basically a stone button with a value of 0 is just a normal stone button. A stone button with a value of 1 is a stone button placed on one particular side of a block. And it goes all the way up to about 15 or 16 with stone buttons, because they can be placed on all different sides of the blocks, and they can all be pushed in or not. So I had to be like, the only way I could detect it if it was by the number. But if I wanted to do a fill command, I had to use the other thing. So it's really bizarre. There's inconsistency with those. So once these all get their own blocks and things like that, this is going to make life so much easier for us all.
Yeah, that'll
technical stuff.
Yep.
And the lovely Bedrock Editor we got in the last preview, you can't paint or fill with andesite or granite or diorite or any of the polished variants, because they're all variants of stone, and the Bedrock Editor doesn't have any way of determining the variants of stone, so it's stone or nothing on there. So that will help with that as well.
Little oversight there that needs to be fixed then, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, apparently, Slack, I have it under good authority that the fixed experience orb position desync after teleport is actually fixed this time. I know we've read this one many, many times before, and it's never been fixed.
Don't believe it.
Apparently it is.
No. It's impossible. Impossible.
No. Okay. Going into lava in third-person view no longer causes the camera to turn black. So, apparently cameras are fireproof now. So if you've got a silver digital camera or a white digital camera and you go in lava with it, it's not going to turn black. That's good.
That's good. That's good. Does that work for phones?
It just says cameras.
Well, I mean, the camera is part of the phone, so.
Maybe just the camera bit on the phone's fireproof. The rest of the phone will turn black.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. Fixed an issue where the players load incorrect data when loading local game after connecting to a server or realm. Slack. That's the thing that I've been saying for ages, where I load up my world and it's an old version of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, or you load up and you're like, I was just in this world 5 minutes ago. Why am I not at my base in season 3? Yeah. Why am I at spawn? And let me save and exit and reload. And suddenly I'm in the right spot with the right stuff.
Why haven't I got any of my items? Where's all the stuff that I just built? Yeah. Oh, good news, Slack. They fixed an issue where the player camera height was incorrect with or without sneak toggle.
Sounds like they're trying to work on the camera issues that they got with sneak. Yeah.
Also, good news, Slack. Level chunks no longer flicker in the end dimension when client-side chunk generation is enabled.
Wait a minute. Huh?
Yeah. So that's good news.
Interesting.
Searching through for more interesting things. Search bar in the creative inventory screen is now automatically selected when using the keyboard. I've wanted that for so long.
That's nice. Yes.
So now you can press E and just start typing, and it's going to give you, that's so much better. Yes. Thank you.
That's a good change.
And villagers will now wake up in a valid position and will not phase through blocks, apparently.
Nah, impossible. Good. Impossible. No. That villager in the Acacia village in that one house always jumps out of bed and he's immediately outside the house. Yep.
Yeah. I watched, I can't remember where I saw this, but I watched a video the other day and there's a bunch of villagers laying in bed. I'm pretty sure it was Jaffa Edition rather than Bedrock. There's a bunch of villagers laying in bed and the player chucked a load of food on one of the beds and all of the villagers just slid towards the food, picked the food up and then all slid back to the beds. It was hilarious. Villagers work good, bro. Oh, jeez. Good news, Slack.
Okay, good news. I'm listening.
Sponges no longer emit water drop particles underwater.
Huh.
So that's good.
Yeah.
And then there's many, not actually that many, as I thought, technical update things. The editor has had a bit of a change, saying custom blocks are now listed in the Bedrock in the block selector, sorry. So I'm guessing if you're using an add-on that's got custom blocks, you can pick those. And it's fixed the Z-fighting on paste preview over selection volume, but we still don't have any useful features in there at all. So still think that's got a long way to go. We don't just want bug features. We need a lot of features on that one, so we'll see. So there you go. You're up to speed, Slack, with all of the things.
Well, okay. That was... that was the news. Done and dusted, right?
Hang on a minute. There's a new command. I didn't know.
What?
The new command. Implemented the input permission command, which allows for setting the player's camera or movement as enabled or disabled. So, wow, that's incredible. So you can do /input permission set target, as in the player, to be able to just be fixed on the spot.
They can't move, yeah.
Oh, man. And then they've even got a has permission target selector to allow the selection based on... that's so useful for marketplace stuff. When you want somebody to see, you want to face them in a direction and watch you could... the way you do it at the moment is you have them ride an entity and then be permanently teleported in the direction that you want them to look in. And it's so laggy. So if you can just plonk a player down, in an invisible entity and have that entity move in, maybe it's like a minecart or something, but you can't see, and just not allow them to move, they have to watch the cutscene. That's amazing.
Yep. That would be very good.
Oh, I like this update. This update good. Right, okay. 1.19.80 obviously will be coming out in full release next week as the Bedrock Edition team decide a weekly stable release update schedule is even better than monthly.
Excuse me? No. Why do you keep using that word stable?
Oh, Slack. I know we've got a lot of stuff in terms of bugs, wishes and questions, but I just want to touch on this update cycle because... To me, it's out of hand.
It's getting ridiculous.
I love the fact that they're putting so much work and effort into it. I love the fact that they're working a lot on parity. I love the fact that they're adding on all of these new features we're getting in the experimental stuff. I love the fact that they're working on new commands and technical stuff. The beta API stuff's crazy. And I'll get to that in a minute because there's something else I want to talk about today to do with the Bedrock Editor. So I love the fact that they're doing all that, but I just don't think we need a stable release every month. It just messes too much stuff up. We don't need it. Build on it for 3 months and give us one every 3 months.
I agree.
There's no room for bug reporting. There's no room for fixing stuff quickly. You know, if you've only got, well, we get 4, don't we? We get 4 like snapshots, or well, what are they called, previews, and then we get the release. Where's the opportunity for us to report bugs and then you actually fix them before it comes out? It's getting worse. The old bugs are coming back thick and fast. They're not polished. They're causing problems. There are quite a lot of them are having significant performance issues. It's not a good system. You can still do the same amount of work and put the same amount of effort in, but just not give us all of these full releases all the time. It just seems totally unnecessary.
Quit drip feeding us live content.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Yeah. I really dislike it. I really strongly dislike it, and I genuinely don't see a good reason for it. I think the negatives vastly outweigh the positives because, again, like people doing servers, they got to update the servers all the time, and it's almost like they're trying to force us into realms again with these changes. And people making content on the marketplace, it's so annoying when you've got everything in place and they're like, oh, we've got a new update now. You've got to transfer everything to that, and then half the stuff you've worked on doesn't work. It's just ridiculous. It's so frustrating. So, and then people like taking time out of their work schedules, or people like learning coding and stuff that are making add-ons or are making software for Bedrock Edition and stuff like that. All of these changes just cause a massive headache.
Oh, yeah. You mean what works one week, then we're going to change the commands the next? Yeah.
Yeah, you look back at the Minecraft modding community and how all of the mods were stuck in these particular releases of Minecraft. And that was when back when Minecraft only got one update a year. And there would still be several years between updates of the mod because it was just too much work for them to have to totally mod the game every time there was a major update. And now you're asking them to do it every month. Okay, yeah, the changes aren't going to be as significant in a month as they are in a year, but it's just too much work. You just take the motivation out of all of the creative people to do anything, and you're just like, why bother? There's just what's the point?
But we put out the new emote.
Yeah, well, they can do that without an update. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about before we get to the Bugdate is it's not the Bedrock World Editor, but it is Bedrock Edition World Edit, which is an add-on, and it's a very, very good add-on. And there's a GitHub page for it. It is built, I believe, in line. I'm not sure if it's the same people, but I assume it is, as the Java Edition World Edit tool, and it has almost all of the same functions. It is absolutely magical. The way they've made it work is incredible. It's got a UI system in there. It's a little bit buggy, but I've been using it a lot this last week, and it's got all. Do you remember all the things we said that the Bedrock Editor needed last week?
Yep,
got all those in it.
Huh.
It's got the ability. So you say, right, okay, I want a brush, and I want it to have 10% this block, 10% that block, 50% this block, 50% that block, and then you go, right, and I want it to replace stone, gravel, grass, and slabs, right?
Yep.
And you just in your game, you just paint it on, off you go, and it's incredible. It's so good. It's unbelievably good, and it's all done with the beta API system. So there's no like behavior. Well, there is a behavior pack, obviously, but there's none of this like, oh, you got entities being spammed here, and you got this, that, and the other. It's amazing. The UI system on it needs some work. It's certainly nowhere near as obvious and as easy to use as the Bedrock Editor. There's a big learning curve, but they have a wiki that teaches you how to do everything. the actual implementation of it is marvelous. So I strongly suggest if anybody's into world editing or changing stuff on a big scale, that they look at that, because that has literally brought Bedrock Edition world building almost in line with Java Editions on its own. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
It is. It's so good. So I was building this world. So it's already a world that was basically a world that my patrons built. There's the medieval challenge server, and they wanted to add some stuff to it. So I basically wanted to add something in underground. So I used a structure block to bring in this structure, and obviously that's just made this massive big cube underground, which looks really unnatural. So I'm using the brush tools and the fill tools and this like gradient stuff to fill all that in and make it look more natural. There's a smooth brush so you can smooth terrain and stuff like that. And then I thought, okay, I don't want to say what it is. The thing that I brought in to this world, no, it doesn't fit the aesthetics. I want to change every single block in there for an alternative block of a similar style but slightly darker. So basically it was all built with stone, brick and andesite and stone and stuff like that. But I want it to be made out of Deepslate variants instead. So I just used the brush and the fill tool just to brush it all out. And I was like, okay, now the paths are all grass and this, that, and I don't want any grass in there. I want to replace that all by skulk. I want to have this gradiated path with all of these different materials in. Again, just got, it's just so easy. It took what would have normally taken me days to do. And I did it in it still took me a day because there was a big build and a lot to do in it. And I built a whole volcano with a hollow core that in a day. It's incredible. I love it. So yeah, hats off to the developers that made that. And if anybody's interested in that, go check it out. I need to put a link in the show notes for that.
Yes, you do. Definitely.
Right, okay, right. Moving on to the bug date then. We have one bug from the community. Slack, have you got any bugs?
No, not this week. Mm-mm.
No, I haven't really done enough Minecrafting to have any bugs this week, so we'll go straight in with Merrick, who says, when breeding horses, there is supposedly a 1 in 9 chance that the foal will have a pattern or colour that does not match either parent, but that feature has been broken on Bedrock for a long time. I reported it 2 years ago, but just got an email from Mojang, updated my ticket. They are supposedly fixing it in 1.19.70, which we've just been through in the changelog.
Yeah.
And now it's now stated as resolved, so thanks for telling us about a bug that doesn't exist, Merrick.
Good talk, Merrick. Good talk, Merrick. Good talk, right?
And that was it. That's the only bug we had for the bug date. At least we got a bug date section.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
If you found a bug at home and you want to tell us about it, then you can by emailing us news@theminecraftupdate.com, filling out the feedback form on the website, or joining our Discord. And we need the bugs, guys. We need to know the problems. These updates are coming out monthly, and I'm not hearing about enough bugs. I need to know all the bugs. Jeez.
Well, I mean, I guess your Just One Bug series has just proven that there's only like one bug out there now.
Well, that series has died, Slack, because I've run out of interest in bugs. So I literally spent like a day scanning through all of the latest bugs, and there's loads of them, but they're not fun ones. I need some fun bugs. Jeez. Okay, right. It's time for the wish list. So we are going to... Have you got a wish, Slack?
No. Mm-mm.
See, I have.
Oh,
as
really?
You may know, I was streaming today, Slack, and you were there.
I saw that. Yeah. I saw that you were streaming. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I was building a ceiling in the Nether tunnel, and I was doing the whole pogo building, where you basically hold down jump and try and time your clicks just at the right time to try and put blocks on the ceiling. And it made me think, I really wish there was an enchantment or a potion or something you could have in game that would either give you go-go gadget legs that made you like a couple of blocks taller, or it made you have a longer reach.
You mean jump boost?
No, I don't want to be going up and down continually. Certainly not with jump boost. I want to just be able to walk along, but reach further in any direction.
Well, you already can do that because you're playing on mouse and keyboard.
No, mobile players have a longer reach. They have
No. We did testing on this the other day. They have a longer reach in creative. You know, in creative, they can reach out 20 blocks.
What? That's crazy.
Yep. They can reach out 20 blocks. Controller players on a horizontal can only reach like 5. We can reach 6.
No, we can't reach 6.
I can with my mouse and keyboard, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
It was a really good keyboard. What brand is it? No, we can only reach 5. I'm sure of it.
No, reach 6.
Okay. Well, regardless, I want to reach enchantment. Okay, I want to reach further. I want to. It doesn't need to be far. Maybe double it. Just double the reach, just for a short amount of time. Why not?
Well, can that be like paired up with the enchantment that we wanted to pull in blocks? Reach, so you can place an extra block feather and you can pick up blocks a block feather away from you.
Also, like the magnet thing that we talked about a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah, that could come as a pair. We could have reach and magnet enchantments. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Them so. Yeah.
Okay. There should be a ding that the audience will hear.
Okay. Yep. Oh, I heard that. That was nice. Nice, good audio level this week.
Yeah. Just a reasonable level, that one, wasn't it?
Yeah, reasonable.
It wasn't too loud or too quiet. So
no,
just shut up.
Yeah. Should have stopped somebody from complaining out there, right?
Yeah. It was slightly the wrong pitch. Oh, shut up. Okay, so going into the wish list, we've had a few wishes this week. We're going to start with Eye of the Night that says, this is based on a Java mod that a server I used to play on added once. It was called Facades. They were essentially carpet-like blocks that could be placed on walls to cover the blocks. They were craftable in the texture of most blocks, and I think they were made in the stone cutter. They would merge together with corners of up to 3 faces placed on both sides, either top or bottom. We had loads of fun making amazing textures and looks of our builds. Now, I remember Facades from when we played, and they were more like scaffolding that you could then click with a block to make them take that block's form. I think they even had like slopes as well. Do you remember that?
Not offhand, no.
No. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else, but I'm pretty sure it was. But I've certainly heard of Facades before. It kind of sounds what Eye of the Night's suggesting is like wallpaper.
Paintings.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to cover a whole wall in just paintings, though, would you? And you can't do corners.
Well, I mean, we're slowly getting custom blocks, right?
Yeah, I think that would be good. I wouldn't mind. It's kind of like vertical slabs, I guess, but thinner ones, like wall carpet. I'd be up for that. I wouldn't mind that at all. The only problem you're going to have is in the corners. You're going to have a problem in the corners because if you've got carpet on the floor, it ain't going to touch the bottom layer of the wall's not going to have any on. And if you've got it in a corner, you're not going to be able to have 2 pieces of carpet in the corner. So you're going to
Unlike with the glow lichen where you can take it and put it on every side of something. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So if it was like that, then you could, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. More of that.
More of that. Okay. Yeah. Different patterns of that. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Or just even flat ones that are coloured. I don't mind.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm so. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm putting that in the good ideas bin, Eye of the Night. I like that one. Thank you. Yeah. Good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty good. Next, we got Stitch Fix Up. It says, Foxy, how's your day? Slack, wishing you well. Wishing you safe travels, and Jesse, hope you are well too. I haven't made a wish list in a while, so here it goes. I wish that all of you, all the TB members, 5 million subs, and Minecraft sponsors, all of you, time for some big time Bedrock YouTubers. Oh, that was nice.
Whoop whoop. Wish granted. Good idea. Excellent.
Yep. Just straight good idea, that one.
Does it have to be everyone in TB? Because then I won't feel special if everyone's got 5 million subs. Because you know what will happen? Everyone will get 5 million subs, and then all of theirs will go up really fast, and mine will just stay at 5 million. Yeah. But no, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't want 5 million subs unless it's genuine subs that come with the viewers as well. Because you can buy 1 million subscribers or 100,000. It'd be very expensive, but it's totally pointless because if you're not getting people watching your videos, it's not doing you any good. But I understand the good vibes that you're putting out there, Stitch Fix, and I would take what you're saying with basically you just want all of our channels to be really successful, and I'm up for that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. You know, you've seen it too. I've seen it. See a YouTuber with 1 million plus subs and they put out a video and get 100 views.
Yeah.
Nothing looks
odd
about that.
In fact, somebody I watch relatively regularly does that. There's a channel called The Fighting Cowboy, and he does a lot of the Dark Souls type games and things. And I quite enjoy his videos. I watched a few of his playthroughs now, but he's got over 1 million subs and he gets the same or less number of views per video as I do. So, yeah.
Weird. It's weird, isn't it?
It is. So, there you go. Tidder does stuff, says, what I'm thinking is an improvement to the turtle shell. Late game, when you have respiration, you don't really need water breathing, and if you do, you'd most likely brew potions. So adding more uses than just 10 seconds of water breathing and protection would allow more of an incentive. What I think should be added is a new enchantment specific to the shell that can increase protection and duration of water breathing and maybe another potion effect. No, I think you should get rid of the turtle helmet.
No, whoa. I think not, my friend. Hold on. We're going to have to agree to disagree on this one because I actually like the turtle helmet.
Why?
Because I can fly against the nether ceiling without suffocating.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be a thing. That's just, you only like it because it fixes a bug.
Well, then get the bug out of the game. But the bug's in the game.
If they took the bug out of the game, would you still like it?
Well, then I wouldn't have no need for the turtle helmet.
No. The turtle helmet, in my opinion, is pointless because it gives you 10 seconds of water breathing before you get in the water, right? So,
what if it gave you 10 minutes?
Yeah, maybe. But it's also the only armor item that is just totally separate from all the other armors. The scoots are a pain to get. Turtle breeding's hard to do. Clerics want 1 scoop per emerald. I don't think I've ever seen a turtle farm that can produce like a reasonable amount of scoots. Yeah, I just think if they're going to add a turtle helmet, they need to do other bits of armor that are like animal based, like we talked about the other day, like wolf armor and this, that, and the other armor, and make it interesting. But it's not. It's on its own. It does nothing useful. Get rid of it.
Did you know you can wear a turtle helmet and run out of air, log out and log back in, and you got air again?
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah. That's because Bedrock Edition is perfectly coded game Slack. That's why.
That's the only bug in it right now. Yeah.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Yeah, I know people like it, and I know people like to wear it because it's new and not new, but it's interesting and it gives them a different fashion aesthetic. But it just doesn't fit in the game for me.
All right, the love-hate relationship out of the turtle helmet aside, this ideal is proposing new uses for the turtle helmet.
No, I don't want it.
Well, I'd say it's a good idea.
What, you think there should be new enchantments that can increase protection and duration of water breathing?
Something to make it more worthwhile.
Give me a whole turtle suit and make me really strong.
But you're not a Ninja Turtle.
Well, why not?
Because you're not. Helmet? You're a fox. You're not a turtle.
So you've got the potion of Turtle Master. that just is totally pointless, right? So the helmet's totally pointless. Let me wear turtle boots and turtle backpack and like a turtle shell on my back and turtle.
There you go. Turtle shell armor gives you bigger inventory. Yep.
Yeah, or just makes you like have no knockback or has something interesting to it.
Well, that's netherite more or less.
Well, all right then. Well, whatever. Just if you're going to add it into the game, I will add. I'm happy to do what Tidder Does Stuff says if we've got more variations. But it just doesn't fit for me.
We'll put it in fun for now. Needs revision.
Okay. Right. Fine. Why have I turned it orange? I didn't want to turn it orange, Slack. That's not what I wanted to do.
You're in charge of those. I just work here.
Okay, it's you next.
Right, we got Terrorite up next. It says, I would love diamonds to be less common when
less
uncommon when exposed to air. Since diamonds spawn less when exposed to air, underwater caves are way better for mining diamonds, but much more annoying if you don't have a late game gear. Also, I'm getting tired of finding 1 diamond at a time.
Well, you should just get turtle helmet, mate, and everything be fine.
Yeah, because you can breathe for 10 seconds underwater. When you start losing air, just log out and log back in, and you
it takes you 20 seconds to mine your diamond ore underwater because underwater mining is stupid. And you also mine the wrong block by mistake because underwater mining is stupid. Yes, take out underwater caves. Take out this stupid idea where diamonds spawn underwater rather than, why? When they were developing this, why? I sound like I'm in a really bad mood tonight. I'm not. But the people are picking up on the things that wind me up that have been added to the game. So turtle helmets, I think, are pointless. But I've been a strong advocate against, that's the wrong word, but against these underwater caves and the ridiculousness that, the ores now are more likely to appear underwater than exposed to air. Why?
I thought that was a universal change that they did. I remember them changing it where you get less diamonds exposed in the caves. Yeah. I didn't know that was less diamonds exposed to air and equally, or if not more, exposed to water.
I remember having a big rant about it during the caves and cliff stuff because they were saying, the way you're going to get the most diamonds now is you go swimming for them in these underwater caves. No, who's going to do that?
Yeah, that's horrible.
Apparently Territe.
Well, sorry, Territe.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
That is a good idea, technically, Territe, that we want that. But that's the good idea is realistically not what we just want diamond generation to be back what it used to be.
Yep.
Make Deepslate insta-mineable, take away the underwater caves, and put diamonds back. And iron and coal. I still can't find any of it. It's all in the wrong places. Oh, I'm old, cranky old man today. Jeez.
You know they make iron veins, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's great when you find one. Jeez. Purple Fox 32 says, I think it would be interesting if there was a new enchantment that as you XP the enchantments on armor, okay, fair enough, tools and weapons are upgraded over time. To balance this out, it would be very difficult to get, maybe only being found in ancient cities, and it would take a pretty substantial amount of XP to upgrade the enchantments on everything you have. It would max out at level 1. The catch with it is as the durability runs down, so does your chance for it to upgrade. Higher durability gives it a higher chance of upgrading. I would also like to see a new dimension with a new boss that, when defeated, triggers another end poem that's expanding on the original, basically a sequel to it. Right, well, let's take that last bit out of it because I'm not bothered about that. So what you're saying is you want all of the enchantments on tools, armor, and weapons to start at level 1, and the more you use those things, the more they upgrade.
No, that's rubbish. No.
I don't mind that.
Well, did they cap? Where did they cap?
Well, I don't know, but there's similar, probably at like where they are at the moment. There's similar mechanics in other games.
Yeah, learn by doing, yeah.
Yeah, which I don't mind, but it would be frustrating to not just be able to get yourself an enchantment table and get yourself an efficiency 5 pickaxe early days and get all the stuff you want, because... Imagine a diamond pickaxe with efficiency 1. How many blocks do you have to mine? Bearing in mind, you're saying this only works with XP. How many XP-based blocks do you have to mine before your pickaxe upgrade? See, I don't think it should be XP-based. I think it should just be like your armor upgrades the more it gets hit. So basically, the more it protects you. Your tools upgrade the more you use them, and the weapons upgrade the more you use them.
God, could you imagine? Okay, Foxy, you get your Silk Touch pickaxe and you finally get it leveled up. You get it to max level. You go into the nether, you fall into lava, you die.
Oh, man.
And now you've got to redo that. Do you still like this idea?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I've spent all of those 7 diamonds that are no longer stuck underwater on my netherite upgrade pattern in order to make it fireproof. So I'm all good.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah.
It's when I dropped it in the void I had the problem.
Yeah. Or
I'm happy for that to go fun idea. Now you need
to go mining with 2 pickaxes because you need the Silk Touch one and you need the cobble one or the fortune one. Yep.
Fun idea.
Fun idea only. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Who's next, Slack?
MSPG 911, the high contrast resource pack in Java. And I love the textures, so I want high contrast to be available in Bedrock Edition too. I'm definitely not trying to make the pack myself.
That doesn't change any textures. It's just the UI in the menus.
Yeah.
So maybe you're talking about the menu textures, I guess.
But I'm sure there's converters out there that could do it.
Oh, yeah, probably. And you're right. It absolutely should be in Bedrock Edition, along with subtitles and all of the other accessibility
Totally
functions that
agree on
exist
that. Yeah.
in Java Edition. So, again, NSPG, that is a good idea, but that's way too obvious to be a good idea. It should just be there.
Yeah, it should be behind accessibility. Yep. There's no reason that we shouldn't have subtitles and all that. Yep.
Yeah, 100%. Purple Fox 32 says, if Mojang refuses to add a better inventory management, can we at least get the ability to carry certain blocks and even mobs? Basically, a chest, beehive, or whatever the player made give is called, not the naturally spawning one, and things like that. What? Certain mobs.
Yeah, go ahead.
Certain mobs would be dogs. Any size, because you get different sized dogs in Minecraft. Cats, ocelots, parrots, baby pigs, baby cows, baby sheep, and chickens of any size. I suppose you have puppies. Right, okay, I get that now. This would be interesting to add, would be better than Lee's, and would at least provide a better item management. Shift right click on any of the above with both hands empty, and you can pick it up without breaking or damaging anything. It would make sense because most of the above things can be picked up in real life anyway.
No. See, you can't do this, Purple Fox, because they won't even allow a polar bear to be in a boat anymore. And you're wanting to shove all these in a little box in one spot in your inventory. They're never going to do it.
No, he's not. It's saying the player physically carries it. So it's saying you walk up to a chest and you pick the chest up with all its contents in it, and you're holding that chest.
Like a beehive.
Yeah, like a beehive.
You're wanting to carry a barn in your pocket.
No, you're carrying a beehive in your pocket.
Right, but now you're wanting to put ocelots and parrots and sheep.
You're not
and
in your
chickens.
inventory. You're carrying them like parrots go on your shoulder. You're picking the dog up and you're just carrying it. I love this idea. I think it's great.
They're talking about it being the same concept as a chest or a beehive. No.
Yeah,
no.
I think that. I don't know. I'm not sure if you're 100% following here, because they're not saying the animals would go in your inventory or the chest or the beehive. Why? They're just giving an example. So they're saying if you walk up to a beehive that's full of bees, you can just pick it up. You don't break it with your pickaxe. You just grab it, and your player's then holding it with both hands, which would render your arms useless for doing anything else, which is a nice negative to go along with this positive to balance it out. And then you can just go and pop that beehive down somewhere else. The same thing with the chest, which is where it works with inventory management, because they're saying, rather than having to smash this chest to bits and get all the stuff out and rearrange it somewhere else, I'll just pick that chest up. A single chest, I believe. I don't think it will work with a double chest. I'm going to pick that chest up in my hands, carry it over here and put it down. So it's not taking up an inventory slot. You're just carrying it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so now you're carrying your inventory, and you're carrying the inventory of a whole chest.
Yes.
I
like it. I really like it. It's a little bit like, was it an April Fool's thing for Java Edition, the one block?
No, one block. It reminds me of the what is it? The mod Iskal runs. What is that he runs? Do you remember the name of it?
No idea.
But you can pick up villagers and stuff.
See, one of the marketplace maps, I had the idea of I wanted sheep basketball. So you basically picked a sheep up and you could fire it through a hoop. See, just because I thought it'd be really funny.
Yeah, I could see Foxy walking up and picking up that sheep or goat or whatever that was making the noise and going over and throwing it in lava. Yeah.
You know, how much fun would it be in game, right? So you put your jewel box down on the floor out of your ender chest, and instead of me breaking it with my pickaxe and running off with it in my inventory, I physically just pick it up and start running away. So I've got no access to my weapons or anything like that. You can chase me down, but you can just see me carrying this shulker box around. I think that'd be great. I think
it'd be funny. I think Endermen should pick up shulker boxes.
Yeah, Endermen do it.
Yeah, let them pick up shulker boxes and ender chests. Let the Endermen pick up players.
Then you would definitely need to be playing on the server, so you got a friend to come and help you get out. Unless he just drops you off somewhere, that'd be amazing. Picks you up, teleports somewhere, and just drops you off. You're like, bruh.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Slack. Let's have this in the good ideas. I want that in the game now.
Never happened, but okay, sure.
Yeah, thank you, Purple Fox. When I first read it, I was so confused. I was thinking, I don't like this idea. But then so I started thinking about it. I was like, yes, yes. Oh, amazing. Thank you, Slack. Okay.
Now, if I grab a hold of a gas, can I fly?
Like a balloon.
Yeah.
I think there would have to be like things that you could probably actually physically pick up, like a cat or a dog or something like that.
I could run up to the
Although
gas
I would
and
love
grab
to
a
see people
tentacle.
running around with a cow above their heads. That would be
That'd
really
be awesome.
funny.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do it so like with 2-player, one person picks the front of the cow up and the other person has to carry the other end. So it's like
God.
2-person carrying a cow up.
Teamwork, dreamwork, right?
Yeah, although that could look a bit dodgy if there's only one player and they've got carrying the cow from the back.
Right. Moving on to me as John here. John says, dyeable flower pots, potentially also being able to put into a furnace to be glazed, please.
I don't see the point. The flower's the colourful bit that you put in the flower pot. Why do you need dyeable flower pot?
I don't know. It sounds interesting.
I don't mind it.
What if you made a flower pot out of like red terracotta and then you put it through a furnace and it was red glazed terracotta flower pot then?
Okay, so it's kind of like we're basically making mugs here, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, see, flower pots in real life, I know you can get decorative flower pots, but they're not particularly brightly coloured. They're normally ceramic, like either grey or black or white, maybe with a little pattern on that's relative. They don't normally jump out at you, and they're not like they're designed to hold something pretty, like a flower, right, or a plant.
Yeah.
So I like this in the fact that it would give us decoration in terms of like cups in the game, but I don't see it.
I mean, come on, they're adding in armor trim.
Yeah, but so it's gone from being a flower pot to something else, which is, I think, the problem with it.
Well, I mean, that's Minecraft as a whole. You take one block and you pretend it's something else. How many times have you made a computer screen out of a picture painting or something like that, or an item frame?
True, but then the player chooses to do that. Mojang, I don't know. I've got a really odd way of the reasoning with this one in my head. So,
but you're fine with mini blocks.
I wouldn't want Mojang to put mini blocks in the game. I don't think that's a good idea at all. Player heads maybe, but not mini blocks.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I think mini blocks are a fun addition to a game.
Fun.
Pardon?
Fun, add-on, fun.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, I wouldn't mind if you could have like a medium and a large size flower pot as well, because you got these new terracotta pots, which obviously you can't put flowers in, but they're quite big. Flower pots in Minecraft are tiny. What if we could have medium sized ones? And like
vases.
Yeah. And then colour them. Then if they're dyeable, then fine, because vases.
We've totally went sidetrack off the point of this wish list. Just
yeah, haven't we? Okay, all right, moving on. Jeez, I'll put it in the fun ideas bin. Jeez, wow, not allowed to get sidetracked anymore, guys. Jeez. Right, okay, CJ says, one of the main reasons I don't play Bedrock is... you'll like this one, Slack. This is good.
Okay.
One of the main reasons I won't play Bedrock is because the UI is not responsive enough. Agreed in certain places, like when you try and open the settings screen, it takes all week. On Java, when you press E, the inventory instantly appears and is instantly interactable. But on Bedrock, when you press E, the UI has a little fading animation before it's actually usable. I know it's only for a brief moment, but when I'm just trying to swap out a tool, it's incredibly annoying, especially when in PvP or PvE situation, where I have to act in a moment's notice. So my wish would be for the Bedrock UI to be instant. If this was the case, I would probably consider playing Bedrock more.
Oh, please, can I?
Go for it, Slack.
CJ, if you go to the settings, there's an option to turn off screen animations. And you know what happens then after you turn those off? Everything's instant.
Yes.
Yep.
Why are the screen animations a thing?
I don't know. They're horrible.
What?
They're horrible.
What possible benefit do they bring to the player? Player. They don't look nice. They slow down the interaction with the game.
Yep.
Clearly, people like CJ haven't looked in the menus, which why would you? You just think, well, that's how what other games menus can you go into a menu and change how the menu system works? You can't. So it's just not expected. It's totally stupid. If they really want to have them in the game, have the non-animation as default, because most people are running on lower-end devices, which just means you've got even more overhead. It's so stupid.
Yep.
So, yeah, CJ, I'm with you, but it's quite funny.
It's funny because it does exist, exactly what you're wanting to do. It's just on by default instead of off. Yep.
Yeah. So, man, the game would be so different if we was in charge, Slack.
Yeah.
Would it be better? I don't know, but I just it's so dumb. The screen animations, get rid of it. It's totally unnecessary.
It's like most of the time too. Like if you have a graphics card update, Windows update, whatever, a new install of the game, and you've got a system that can run 96 chunks, the game's like, oh yeah, we're going to automatically put you on 96 chunks.
Yeah.
No,
thank you.
No, don't mess with my settings.
Jeez.
Right. Next up, we got DJ Chris 2019, and they say, this is one feature I've always wanted to do and must be on the podcast. Adding multiple effects to potions to make them more customizable and having unlimited levels of enchantments on tools and or armor and etc. This can already be done with commands, but I really like it be more accessible and easily used because I suck at commands. Ya boy, DJ. I don't know why they're saying you can do it with commands, because you can't, not in Bedrock.
No, not easily.
Not easily.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take these in two separate things. So multiple effects to potions. We've talked about this before, but I am warming to the idea because you can get enchanted books with multiple effects on. So I guess if you wanted a potion that's got swiftness and haste and something else in it, fine. If you're going to go to the effort of combining them.
Yeah, okay.
That would help with inventory management substantially. Although, with the potion color issue for colorblind people and the new, wanting to make potions look individual, I think potions would just end up all looking identical like enchanted books do, because it'd be the only way to do it if you're going to have multiple things on them.
Yeah,
only differentiated
that's
by the
valid
name.
Point. Yeah, very valid point.
But I still wouldn't mind that if all potions looked identical. That's fine, because it's not a problem for me with enchanted books, the fact that I have to read what's in them. Why should it be a problem for potions?
I agree.
So, yeah, I don't mind that one, DJ Chris.
So that part is good, yeah.
Unlimited levels of enchantments on tools, I think we should be able to do that with commands, because that is useful for certain situations, particularly when testing, when you need a looting 999 sword, or you want a sharpness 58 pickaxe. Axe, you mean?
Yeah.
Or sword. But I don't think in vanilla I would want you to be able to combine, let's say, 100 efficiency 4 books and have an efficiency 400 pickaxe. I think that would just break the game too much.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. But being able to do it via commands easier, and being able to put enchantments on things that they don't belong on too would be nice.
Yeah. So what I wouldn't mind, though, I wouldn't mind efficiency 6 so that I can actually insta-mine Deepslate. But, yeah. You happy with both of those going in good ideas?
Yeah. The way we modified it, yep.
Yeah. Okay. DJ Chris is back again, Slack. Can you believe it?
Oh, wow.
More enchantments.
Okay.
Here are some ideas. Stomper for boots. Jump from a high place, minimum 10 blocks, and it will deal 2 hearts of damage. To who? You or you or something else? I'm assuming you're jumping on something, and it's going to have a is it PoE effect where it affects entities around you?
Collateral damage, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. The Withering sword /axe does withering for 5 seconds and makes player blind for 5 seconds. No. Why?
No.
Why would it make you blind?
No. That's horrible.
I don't mind putting withering enchantment on a weapon. That's fine, but why would it make you blind? What a stupid thing to do. No one would ever have that on their stuff. Okay. Improved anything increases XP limit on tools and weapons. Doesn't make any sense. DJ Chris, you're losing us here.
No.
Thunderstruck bow strikes lightning on entities when hit. Yes, I don't mind that one.
Yeah, it's kind of like channeling trident. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's good. We've got that for tridents. Don't need it for bows. No, take it back out again.
All right, bad idea. Yep, okay.
Invincibility. Any armor piece has 2 hearts and gives 1 extra armor point. No. It's I have 2 OP anyway in Minecraft. No. The mobs are not hard enough to worry about that. Smooth Seas boots, like Frostwalker, but for lava. Now, I would like an enchantment, and I don't know whether we've discussed this before, but I certainly talked about it with people. I would like that Frostwalker would turn lava into magma.
I would love that.
Why not?
Yeah. Oh, that would be, or even a new one that could only be found in like ancient cities. I'd be fine with that. Yeah.
Yeah, if it had to be a new one. But Frostwalker, at the end of the day, it's cooling down the block that's under your feet in order for you to walk on it.
Yeah.
It makes sense that it would do lava, and I really don't see that would have a drastic effect on the game. I know the Nether's supposed to be a difficult and hard place, but the fact that there's walls everywhere now, you can't just walk over a lava lake and get 10,000 blocks like you used to be able to do. So I really don't see that being a big issue. And you could actually go and catch a strider rather than having to wait for one to come to the shore.
I love that. Yep. Let that one definitely. If we have to like pull that one out and put it in its own good idea, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, Frost Walker turns lava into magma.
Yep.
Temporarily.
Yep. Ooh, I like that you even said temporarily, like it does with the water.
Yeah, so it just turns back to lava again.
Oh, I love it even better. Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a permanent thing, so it'd be like a magma farm, but you're saying does it temporary. Yep, I'm sold.
Yeah, good. Okay, what was the next one? Not Today shield gives a little knockback, decreases cooldown.
The shield pointless on Bedrock.
Yeah. Hope you like my idea. Sorry for the book. We liked one of them.
Yeah,
enough to change it.
Yeah, to change it and steal it and claim it as our own. Yeah. Yep.
I don't mind the Stomper idea, but I don't think it really fits with Minecraft. The Withering would be fine if it didn't make the player blind, but I don't, again, really need it in the game. If we do have a combat overhaul or a weapons overhaul, yeah, they should add more things like that to it, absolutely. But the rest of them, unfortunately, not our cups of tea. Okay, yeah. It's you next, isn't it?
It is, with I1646. It says, hi, what if in the Bedrock Editor you could put a mob in the position that you wanted, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you, podcast crew. I1647 died because his friend spawned 1,000 striders.
I don't understand what the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there.
In the position, maybe what way they're facing, north, south, east, west, northwest, northeast, north, south.
Well, you can spawn mobs just like you would any other mob.
Yep.
So you just go into crosshair mode, grab yourself a spawn egg, or even if not in you would still need to be in crosshair mode. You just run the summon command, and now you can have summon facing, so it would face in whatever direction you wanted to face. So already possible. No need to go into good ideas bin. We solved it for you. We basically what happened was a couple of weeks ago, me and Slack thought you were going to leave that message and asked Mojang very nicely to implement that before when they brought out the editor, and they did. So you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, Nobody 2023 is back saying, this better go in the good idea bin or I'll join your patron servers and cause chaos. Granite Andonite and diorite bricks along with polished and cracked variants, or maybe polished and cracked variants.
No.
What? Along with polished and cracked variants, or maybe polished and cracked variants? What? Are you just...
No.
What? No, I don't want those as bricks. No. I would like polished andesite walls. Yes, I want those. Yes. I don't understand why they don't exist, but I don't want brick versions.
Nope.
And I don't want cracked versions because we've already got... You give us too many of the same thing and it just becomes a headache trying to figure out what blocks you're going to use. Yes, sometimes more is better, but also sometimes less is better. And I think we've got that many different variations of grey now with all of the deep slates and the stone variants and all of the tufts and the other things we've got in the game. We really don't need the cracked version of andesite, and we really don't need...
No.
brick version.
Sorry, nobody. Yep, no.
That being said, I did have cracked andesite blocks in my marketplace world because it looked quite nice. So,
well, andesite's a really nice block.
Yeah, it is. It's lovely, but we don't need it. So, and also, they did say if we didn't add it to the bin. They'll join Patreon, so good reason for to say no to that one.
Oh, definitely. I figured you'd catch on to that immediately with the no. Yeah.
Yeah. See you in the Patreon next week, everybody.
Speaking of Patreon, we are, supported by Patreon, right?
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah. By 29 of them to be exact. Although I'm going to just say it, 30 now. Nobody said, so...
yeah, that's what nobody said, yep.
Yeah. Okay, that is the end of this week's wish list, which obviously takes us into the questions. But before we get there, if you have a wish, don't forget that we have the power to make it come true. Honest, there's a couple of asterisks on there, but don't look at them. And you can wish in the email, which is news@minecraftupdate.com, or you can fill in a feedback form, or you can ask us your wish on the Discord. There you go. And you're not limited to 3 wishes. You can have as many as you want. But just spread them out over podcasts rather than all on the same day. Weekly,
Yeah. At least one a week, Yeah. Sit down, write up
if you
like
really
20.
want a week, one a week is fine. Yeah. It's more than enough.
Yeah. Also, when you're doing the wish, a feedback, bug, Foxy has a bug series. Questions.
I need some fun bugs. We like questions, love questions. And feedback we like, especially when you're telling us how wonderful we are and
that's great.
How good the last podcast was. Yeah. Speaking of questions, Slack, Out of Dutch says, what do you guys do, having played Minecraft more consistently and often than I, when you need to mix things up in Minecraft? I found myself getting a little bored and wishing for a different environment, so I've been playing hardcore on and off with my wife, and we're doing pretty well on our current world. I'm glad this is still Minecraft related. Now, I just wish I had these features in Bedrock simply so I wouldn't have to change between 2 different versions of the game. It's really not a big deal switching versions unless you don't have a PC. No. Although Java Edition very slow.
Yep, I'll agree on that. Yep.
Just take a break.
You gotta take breaks when you need them. Yep.
Yeah, or like play hardcore or play bingo. Or do you know what I really love, but I don't play enough? Skyblock. And if I don't want to do Skyblock, then I'll start something modded, and it will only last a few days while I pour hours into figuring out all the mods and getting all excited about that, and then that urge goes away, and then I end up finding myself back on vanilla and appreciating the limited nature of the game.
Yep,
genuinely. So yeah, just if you want to stick with Minecraft, just like you say, mix it up. Download a mod pack, a technical mod pack for me. I love those. Or even try and play with Create. I've never done that, but that's on my list of things to do next time I get bored. So,
or even, I found one of the best things is sometimes just to walk away from Minecraft for a few days.
Yeah, absolutely. Go and play a different game. Go and play something else. Or don't even play a game. Go read a book. Watch some TV.
Movie, watch a TV series. Something.
Take your wife out for a date. Take her to the cinema.
Yeah.
Take her for a nice meal or a walk on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Stop making her play Minecraft all the time. Jeez.
Yeah, jeez.
That's Dutch. Wow.
So demanding, isn't he?
Yeah, no, it does happen. It happens regularly. The more you do it, the more it happens. So just.
Well, it's like a prime example is right now. While I'm over here, like I'm playing Minecraft as little as possible. I'm taking this as a downtime. I've been playing Diablo pretty much every day, but Minecraft is very. But I can feel I'm getting the itch because I haven't been playing it. It's like, I want to log on to Truly Bedrock and I want to take this and do this and I want to do that. And it's just like, I'm just going to let that keep building, so I have plans and energy when I'm sitting back in front of my computer, if that makes sense.
I find that my ideas come flooded in after I've had a few days of not playing Minecraft. Same. And then I'm like, I need to do those.
Yep.
I need to do those. So having been spent this week traveling in the car, which is generally where I have my good ideas anyway.
Yep.
I've had lots of ideas this week.
Yeah.
Although I was going to suggest one of them to the group on Truly Bedrock, but I don't think it would happen purely for technical reasons. But I was thinking, with us having this world this season, which is obviously the world that this thing in the sky has given us, and it's a throwaway world, I wanted us to discover like some doorways under our spawn island, where the shopping is, and we would walk through them, and with the magic of commands, I would basically clone in all of the previous seasons, but like 100,000 blocks out in the world, complete with nethers and stuff, and you walk through the door and you'd be in the old season, you'd be in season 1 or season 2, and all of our stuff was there, and all of our shops was there and everything. I just thought that'd be really fun. I was like, yeah, but then next time we need to trim. And also the world file size of like season 2 was about 2 gig. So I'm
What if it could when you went through it, just direct connected you to a different server with that
that
world?
would be amazing if that worked on Bedrock.
Yeah.
That would be so good. Yeah. Be good though, wouldn't it? It'd be fun to be able to do
Oh
that. Just
yeah,
walk through a door and
it'd
then
be like, whoa, wait a minute. Oh, I remember this. I need this. I want this on this world. Yeah.
because I played with that idea before on when we were building the we built it one of the worlds and I had that door and you went through it to go get me a piece of super redstone.
Yeah.
And I went through to season 0. So I'd love to not tell the audience about that and just be like on the stream and just go, oh, I need to go to Truly Bedrock season 2. I just go through it like no editing, no cuts or anything, and just appear in Truly Bedrock.
You know
season
what could
2.
be awesome about that too is if like newer players that weren't there in the previous seasons could go back to those.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like Ricky or Jen suddenly finding that door and going through it and being back on like season 0 of Truly Bedrock?
Yeah. And I just like to go back and get all my resources because I tell you what, one thing I am sick of is I've got so many plans for what I want to build, but I haven't got any diamonds because I haven't got time to go mining, and I just haven't got any resources because I can't be bothered. I'm so stripped of motivation to mine now, but mainly because of Deepslate and how awkward it is to mine through. But I can't be bothered to go chopping wood. Can't be bothered to go make loads of concrete. I'm like, well, that's a good excuse to make all of the farms, which is great, but not giving me. I'm going to be yet again at the end of another season where I've got all of the farms but done none of the building, and I want to do both. So I'd love to be able to, and I know, like I say, well, this is never going to happen, but I'd love to be able to just like walk back to season 3 and season 4 and just go get my stuff.
Look, I will be behind this movement. Trust me. If you propose this, I will be right there patting you on the shoulder saying, yes, let's do this.
I don't think it's a good idea purely for the fact that if we added those into the world file size is going to be about 5 gigabytes. It's just not going to run.
Details.
I also don't know how it would play havoc with the fact that obviously all the old worlds had add-ons as well on them, and all of a sudden be loads of stuff missing. So,
well,
it's a nice idea.
That would play into the glitchiness of the world.
That's true. It would. Or
what if like old sections started generating in our world? You remember how one time you were toying with the idea of ghost images? Now I know this is probably something that never happened. What if like everybody could go back and pick something from a previous season and that suddenly just magically appeared in this season?
Yeah. Actually, I've been watching Fringe again, and I think this is maybe where these things are coming from.
I've been watching it too.
The hotel that just sort of appears in the middle of nowhere from the other side. Yeah. That would be amazing if just like, oh, hang on a minute, that was a shop from season 2, just randomly appeared in the shopping area. Yeah. What?
Yeah.
I'd love the flexibility to do that on Truly Bedrock, but I know it wouldn't go down well with all the players because a lot of the players do want the genuine SMP experience and they don't want it fiddling with. But from a fun storytelling point of view, I'd love to be able to just have the creative freedom to go, I'm going to bring back this and put it there. I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to steal from it. I'm not going to do anything like that. And yes, I could go rebuild it block for block, but who's kidding? I haven't got the time to do that.
That takes a lot of time.
Structure block it in. Oh man, it would be a different world if I had 100% my way on Truly Bedrock.
There'd be a lot of things different. You've had several ideas shot down.
I always have good ideas.
Foxy's like, I would just really like to, and people are like, no.
Okay, what's Robo Rufus 7 got to say, Slack?
Right, Robo Rufus 7 says, hi, what musical instruments did you play when you were a kid/now? Foxy, what show is your house renovation going to? And thanks for the podcast, Robo Rufus 7.
It's not my house renovations. It's someone else's, as I put out. And I can't say what show it's going on, as I said, because I'm not supposed to talk about it.
No. Okay. Instruments?
I learned basically the piano when I was younger. I played a lot of keyboards, just like taught myself to play a lot of stuff on the keyboard. And my dad used to be in a band. He played the guitar a lot, so I was always growing up around guitars and things. So he taught me a bit to play the guitar, And my uncle was also into music. He was in bands and things, and he had a music studio in his garden. So I had drums and all sorts. So I sort of self-taught myself a way to drum along to music, and wasn't very good at any of them. I can play the piano well enough to bang out a tune and read a little bit of music, but that's about as far as it goes.
About the same. Piano.
Yeah.
Yeah, piano.
Oh, nice.
That's weird. That's weird. You and me both.
Yeah.
I tried playing the guitar. I spent a year or so trying to learn. I had a friend who was teaching me, and I learned a lot, but my fingers are just too short to reach around on all the frets. And it's too awkward for me.
I can't do like lead guitar, like all that sort of stuff, but I can play chords relatively well.
Yeah, I can play some.
Yeah. Good. Thank you, Robo Rufus, for the question. DJ Chris is back, Slack, saying, Foxy and Slack. I had to delay starting my channel after getting sick and going to start it soon as I get better, but can I have a beginner advice on making Minecraft content? Love the podcast. Your boy, DJ Chris 2019, was yet again struck down by a smooth criminal because he was in dangerous. Beginner advice on making Minecraft content. Jeez, I feel like we've gone over this one many times.
Just do you.
Yeah, just be yourself.
Be happy with the content you put out and know that it'll ever change.
Don't try copy someone else and do what they're doing, hoping that it will be successful, because you will burn out more quickly than a match that's been doused in petrol, right? Yep. Make your content something you would enjoy watching, and there will be other people out there like you that will also enjoy it.
Yep.
That's it. That's all you get.
The last thing I would say is you got to be your biggest promoter, because you put out videos and you just don't tell people, you don't promote it, you don't do nothing. It's going to sit there and do nothing.
But don't go in all of the Discords and start spamming your stuff unless they've got an area to do that. And don't go into other people's streams and start spamming your content. And don't go to other people's YouTube comments and start telling them about your videos. Don't go to other people's podcasts and start telling them about, oh, geez, you've already done it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, it's a learning experience. Yeah. There's ways to go about it. And if you're serious about it, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, but there are channels to do that. It's hard to do that, but there are Discords that allow that sort of thing. Mine doesn't. Purely because it gets abused. And
mine doesn't, except for after you've been in the Discord and active for so long. Yep. No.
Yeah. So, you'll find a way.
Yep.
Okay.
CJ
Victim.
sent a book down there.
Yeah, you got Victim there. You're all right.
Okay. Whew. Okay. Victim. What is the funniest item mob rename you've seen? What is the funniest death message you've seen? ZTD was killed by eating a watermelon hoe and used on Foxy's Patreon server.
What? That's a death message. You were killed by eating a watermelon whole.
I don't.
They're not even called watermelons.
Funniest death message. Okay, that could be a renamed weapon.
Okay. Yeah, but why eating her? Killed by eating her. Well, what can you die from eating?
They named it. Was killed. And the weapon's name was by eating a watermelon hoe.
Right, I get you. Get you. Sorry, dumb here. Nice to meet you. I don't know. I don't really remember stuff like that.
No,
I'm not really. I don't really get involved with renaming items and mobs to be something funny. I get chat off and rename stuff. In fact, Rotated Alphase Slack renamed my fortune pickaxe the other day. You'll never guess what he named it, and I fell for it the next stream because I forgot.
Silk Touch.
Silk Touch pickaxe. Yep. Yeah, so that's the funniest item / mob rename I've ever seen. Death message. I've no idea. Mine's just all kinetic energy. It's just all kinetic energy. Jeez.
I killed somebody on one of my servers using a renamed axe that was called T-Man's Banhammer. So wow. Radar the Great was slain by T-Man's Banhammer. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
Mob renames. I really can't think of nothing at that moment. No.
Fair enough. Okay. CJ with a book says, Hello. Page 1. Chapter 1. Newer listen here. I want to discuss armor trims more. I personally don't think 7 diamonds to duplicate a template is too expensive at all. Right, I'm going to preempt what this book says, and I'm going to say that we had a long discussion on a previous podcast where we acknowledged and we respected the fact that everybody plays the game differently.
Yep.
But we also, with our experience and our knowledge of the game, realize that we think it is too much for the majority of players who are having throwaway worlds that just want to look different. The whole point of the armor trims is to give yourself a unique appearance. If the idea for, character customization was to be expensive, then it would cost you money or experience in game to change your skin. It doesn't cost you money to change your skin unless you're buying a marketplace one. You can use one you're uploading. Why it would cost you money or take time, which is valuable to do for armor trims, I don't understand. So that's where our stance is that we've talked about before.
Yep.
Which is why we think it should be cheaper to be more accessible, because it is pointless other than giving yourself an identity in game. But I'll carry on. For myself, I have a long-term survival world at the point where I have all the tools and armor I would ever need, and now I have a stack of diamond blocks that I don't know how I'm going to use. It's not like it took me long to get that either, as I have Fortune 3 and I do a lot of digging in my world. So you're very much focused there, CJ, cutting in again, on how you play, very specific to you, which is fine. I like digging. I used to do a lot of digging when I had time, and I didn't hate it because of Deepslate.
Yeah, I think I'm up to like 7 million blocks dug now, yeah.
Yeah. I think armor trims is a nice reward for those who put the time and effort into obtaining that many diamonds, and finally gives a use to my hoard of diamonds. Why should it be a reward? Why should looking the way you want to look in game be a reward for hard work? Especially when the majority of games are throwaway games. It's like, what was the age range that they said? And they said what most people will launch a world, play in it for a couple of hours, and then start a new world.
Yep.
So, yes, I think players that are more serious in the game should be rewarded for certain things, but I don't think you should have to go through all of that in every single world to be rewarded. And I don't think armor trims is the sort of thing you should be rewarded with. But that's just my opinion. And for those who don't have the time to mine that many diamonds, it's also fine, because there is no gameplay benefit to having a particular trim. Exactly. It's not like you're obligated to obtain them. No, but people will want to. I know it's the same for netherite upgrade template, but netherite isn't much better than diamond. It is. And I think netherite should be obtained later in the game anyway. Well, that's your opinion. I do agree that it may be problematic on servers where there will be limited supply. Indeed. What are your opinions on this? Anyway, loving the podcast. Keep up the amazing work. So sorry to sound patronising like I'm talking down to you there, DJ, but we have had this conversation a lot. Yeah. And I think it's a relatively common thing for the people I spoke to that we believe it's too expensive. Yes, you can get diamonds easily if you've got the time and the effort to put in, but all games, but I'm pointing fingers at Animal Crossing, Pokemon, games like that have no respect for the player's time, and that's very frustrating if you are short on time, but you want to enjoy an experience. Minecraft has always had a really good respect of people's time, where, the more time you put in, the more you get out of it, but you can also enjoy the game if you're on limited time. And things like this, all of a sudden put a speed bump in that, where they're going, we no longer respect your time. You can't have the nice things unless you're going to... And they're doing this a lot lately. Deepslate was a big, we don't respect your time. We're going to make a block we're going to hide all the good things in it and make it impossible to insta-mine from. So no matter how much effort you put into getting as many beacons as you want, you are going to have to put time and effort into this, because this is the way we think you should play the game. And that's wrong, in my opinion. It goes against everything Minecraft has ever been before that. And this is just another example of that.
Oh, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. You're talking about how you have a long-term world that you have stacks of diamonds. And it gives you a use for those diamonds. Well, why couldn't it be made out of iron instead of diamonds?
And if you're talking about rewards, the reward is for going round the entire world looking in these specific locations for these trims to get the set that you want.
And then let's take, for an example, like the ones that come from the ocean monuments. They only have a chance from dropping from the Elder Guardians. Okay,
exactly.
So how many monuments are you going to have to raid to get enough that you want to satisfy all the different variations of what you want to make with that trim? You know,
Yeah, and
you're
the
going to have
spare
to
armor
inflate.
sets that you want to make in case you lose your armor.
Yeah, and then you want to inflate your world size because you're going to have to explore more.
Yeah, so the reward should be for the exploring. This is the Trails and Tales update. The trails being the journey you're going on to get this stuff, and the tales that you're telling by living in the world, the stories you're telling as a player. But you're now going, it's not the trails and tales, it's the trails, give me all your money and tales. Right? But the diamonds are totally inconsequential to this equation. They don't need to be there.
Yeah,
Fine if it's 1 diamond. I don't care about that. That's fine. But 7 for each piece?
Yeah, 7 is ridiculous. It's just absolutely. It's a slap in the face. To me, it's on the same level of when Bedrock Edition came out and they put coordinates behind the cheat window.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Exactly.
It's a blatant ripoff, and honestly, I think it's just a smack to the face.
It's just,
Really.
There's absolutely no need for it. There's no positives to be gained for the player by making it harder by making you have to spend more time digging. It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't.
And then on a multiplayer server, okay, so I go out and find one, and then I clone it with 7 diamonds to make an extra copy. How much am I going to sell that to Foxy for?
Not 7 diamonds.
I done went and raided all the ocean monuments. Nobody else is going to get one without going out and potentially ruining the world. So, okay, so I had to spend 7 to make a copy. Every copy I make, I spend 7 diamonds. How much do you think I'm going to make them pay for it?
Yeah. So, look, at the end of the day, sending the player on a journey to go and find the trims, fine, because they're exploring the parts of the world they may well never have seen because they want to find these things. And that could open them up to a whole new experience in Minecraft. It could give them more ideas of what exists in the game. That's great. But then go down into the Deepslate and dig 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 until you've got enough diamonds to do anything with this. They're not learning anything from that. They're not finding anything. They might bump into a geode. They might bump into an ancient city, I guess. It's unlikely. They may bump into an end portal. Again, unlikely, because they're so, realistically, they're rare in terms of world generation. So where's the benefit to the player?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Last question, Slack.
Last question comes from Purple Fox 32 says, how would you feel if changing your avatar size changes your hitbox size and collision box size? Don't think it would ever be a thing, but did want to ask.
Yes, I would like the ability with add-ons or with just commands to make the character very small so you can be smaller than a block and experience the world on a massively different scale. And likewise, I'd like it if you could make the player very, very big so you could walk around as a giant in the world. And I think there would be really fun, interesting ways of exploring the world. And obviously, if you do that, your hitbox size and collision box size and camera position need to change, and currently they don't. You can make the player look small and look big, but it doesn't affect anything else. Yes. I think it would be great.
Yeah, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's not a good idea, though, because it's in the question section, but it's a nice little one to end on, I guess.
Yeah.
Right, Slack, that's it.
Well, that's too simple.
Yeah. If you've got a question at home and you want to ask us, then you can. Emailing us at news@theminecraftupdate.com, fill in the feedback form or joining our Discord. And don't forget, we are sponsored by not sponsored by Patreon. I suppose we are sponsored by Patreon. So if you're enjoying this show, then please do go to patreon.com/theminecraftupdate and consider pledging to us to help us out. Right, Slack, what are you doing this week? You're with Jen. Are you going to be doing any streams or content?
It's all random. It's all random. I have no set schedule for this week. No.
Okay. Same for me this week, sadly. My playthrough of Hogwarts Legacy has finished just about. I think there's a couple more days worth of those videos going out, and then that's done. And I'm doing my best to record Minecraft videos, but it's going to be a bit hit and miss over the next week or two. Hopefully it will get back after that. So I guess all that's left to say is the same thing I say at the end of every podcast, and then that is, if you have the Reach enchantment and Magnet enchantments on your armor, then don't waste your diamonds on trim because they're just too expensive.
Yeah, and make sure you can reach out there and throw the Jaffa Cakes in the lava. Yep.
Yes, exactly.
Ooh, well, he just said it. Jaffa Cakes are bad. Yep.
No.
You heard it here first. Right from Foxy. Yep.
No.
Yep.
Right, stop. Stop
Thanks,
recording.
everybody. Bye.